For the past 30 days, I have been on a very aggressive cut, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's been working really well, but at the same time, I feel pretty terrible. I'm obviously hungry a lot more of the time. My training energy has completely depleted. Foods I normally wouldn't even think about eating are on the top of my hunger craving tier list. So rather than pretending to you guys that this cut is completely seamless and easy, I want to give you guys the 4 problems that I'm struggling with right now. So let's get into covering the first issue, hunger. Now I want you guys to understand, on a cut, you're going to be hungry, but it doesn't have to be excruciating. You can actually time when you're going to be hungry. The best and easiest way I've found out to get around hunger, and what I've been using every single time I go on a cut, is intermittent fasting. Now I'm going to say this outright. It's not going to solve your hunger, but you can actually pick when you're going to be hungry and when you want to have satiating meals. And that's why I love this method of intermittent fasting. I want to give you guys some of the benefits regarding hunger specifically. The reason I like intermittent fasting so much is, one, I get to eat such large meals because I don't eat the whole day and I only eat within 8 to 6 hour eating windows, which means I can have much larger meals than I typically would. Me personally, I love having bigger meals and just eating once, getting full, and then eating again a second time a day and getting full that second time, having larger portions. And I want to make it clear, intermittent fasting isn't magically better. It just makes it so much easier, at least for me and what I've found, because I love these huge meals. I like to have a huge satiating plate in front of me that fills me up so I don't have to eat for another few hours. So with this method and using this method, I can manage my hunger really well, and I'm sure you guys will as well. But that doesn't excuse the next big problem, which is how much energy you have going into the gym. So energy in the gym, I don't need to break it down in science format, but mostly it's related to how much carbohydrates you've had, all right? And carbs are very limited on a cut. Does that mean all your workouts have to be trashy? Absolutely not. You just need to be a lot more selective of when you're eating your carbohydrates. That's when you want all your energy. And if you don't have your energy for your training, you don't have that output and you're not going to get a good gym session. Now, carb timing isn't going to fix the actual issue of having low energy throughout the day, but it can make it a lot better for the parts of the day where you actually need energy. Like I said, in the gym where you're expending a lot of your energy. Now, also a few other things come into energy in the gym as well as recovery, which is sleep. Hydration is another big factor, and having your electrolytes. So not only carbohydrates, these other things matter, but for me, I found that carbs increase the output that I have in the gym. The next big issue that comes is your mental state on this cut, which is regarded towards your progress. When you're in a very strict deficit, you're hungry most of the day, your energy levels have plummeted quite a bit. Even though you can manage those things, you're still putting in that daily effort. It's difficult. Your progress isn't coming daily. And especially when you get deep in the cut and you're tracking your weight daily, you're tracking metrics daily, which I recommend you do, you're going to see fluctuations in these. Maybe one day you weigh in slightly heavier, which is actually very normal because your sleep, your hydration, your diet all impacts how you weigh. Now, if you track your weight daily like I do, you will see that you fluctuate a lot. Some days you weigh in a kilo lighter, some days you weigh in 2 kilos heavier. This is not you putting on fat or losing fat specifically. You are just fluctuating in your water weight. Now, that's why I would 100% recommend you track your weekly metrics. So track it on a day-to-day basis, but at the end of the week, that's where you actually log it. Okay, on average, I lost this much weight. On average, my waist measurement was this. My stomach measurement was this. And that is going to significantly ease the mental stress that you have when you're cutting. You do not let that get to your head, because that is going to make you want to quit. When you see one day you've been cutting really hard and you got bad sleep, the next day you're going to be heavier, it hits you hard. Like, fuck, why am I even doing this? Track it on a weekly basis. You will get a much more accurate measurement of how much you're losing on a week-to-week basis. And for me right now, I'm looking at about 600 grams per week, and I'm trying to push it up to 700 grams of fat loss per week. And this last problem might be the biggest problem that I was currently facing, and that is craving foods that you don't regularly crave or that you usually crave, and then you can just push it out of your mind. A large portion of this problem of craving a lot of foods and having to restrict them from your diet is discipline. But it's not only discipline, because if you are eating chicken, broccoli, and rice daily, now I'm not saying that doesn't work because it gives you amazing results, but in terms of cravings and actually making it easier for yourself, that food is bland as shit. You can enjoy food and make it more healthy, better for you, and actually sustain your cravings by just eating better foods. Now, I have whole meal systems that you guys can actually use inside my Skool community that actually help you structure your meals from the carb, from the fat to the protein, and how to make them taste good. But I do want to give you a very quick example on what I actually eat personally on a day-to-day basis. Sweet potato, lean beef mince, and depending on the day whether I have extra fat or not, I'll have guacamole on top of that. If I don't, I have a low-calorie sriracha, and I'll make it nice and flavorful and make it fit into my calories because it's not that hard. So the principle here is make your diet taste good enough so that you're not feeling like every single time you drive past a food place that you want to go to, you have to pull in and go in and eat it. Because my foods taste good. What I eat on a day-to-day basis, I cook for myself. It tastes good. I don't get those cravings as much as I would have if I just meal prep the most bland food ever. Now, I want to make this very, very clear. Cutting is not effortless. I still struggle with these exact issues that I said. You're not going to remove them, but you can make it easier on yourself. Like, I'm still struggling with energy in the gym. Cravings, I still get the cravings just like all of you guys. It's just that I can make it easier on myself. So cutting still requires effort. It's never going to be effortless, but you can remove the friction that's making it that much harder for you to get the result. So these 4 issues that I've been struggling with, I want to be honest with you, I'm still in the cut. I haven't mastered them, but they've made it that much easier. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys are interested in joining my Skool community and getting closer to me and many other people that are on the same journey as you, pushing for a healthier and more disciplined lifestyle, the link is in the description. There are limited spots available, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.